What's up, people? This is the Nature Girl 30 here, and I am giving you a SmackDown review for March 9th. I'm gonna be honest, this really wasn't a bad SmackDown, except that there was like a few other moments in SmackDown that kind of took me out and kind of did affect the whole show a little bit. Now I'm gonna go into the beginning. I actually did like the Santino Marella versus Jack Swagger match in a steel cage for the U.S. title. I really do like that match. I like the way it started off. These guys have great chemistry in the ring. The sheer fact that it literally kept me on my feet was a match that was great. It was supposed to happen. Now, the way it ended was awesome, especially the touching moment when Teddy Long came out there and actually showed support towards Santino Marella, tongue tied, was really great. That really was a touching moment. But the match for me was pretty much the main event of the night. It was a 3-on-3 tag with The Miz, Cody Rhodes, and Daniel Bryan versus The Big Show, Randy Orton, and Sheamus. Now, I really did like this match because it really did incorporate all the matches that's going to happen at WrestleMania, the championship matches as well as the match is supposed to be the standalone match with Randy Orton and Kane. And also, when Kane actually made that interference, it really did push their feud a lot further, especially with the whole Tay Long versus Johnny Ace match. Now, that's another match that I'm going to get into right now because the whole thing in general was confusing. Not only was it too long, the stipulation was weird. Okay, Tay Long, if he won and beat Johnny Ace, that means that Oksana will have to face Kane. So if Johnny Ace won, that means Oksana will have to face Kane. So either or, what's the incentive of having this match? Like really, there was no incentive at all for Tay Long to get in the ring for Oksana because it was a lose-lose situation. So that was the only thing that kind of took me out of it because it really did not give Tay Long an actual motivation except for the fact that, oh yeah, he insulted my manhood. But yeah, your woman was going to get thrown into the fire. So it didn't really make any sense to me and it kind of took me out of the whole match. The only thing that really brought me back was the fact of seeing Jolly Nice in that really, really odd ring attire. Him and that giant, that giant unitard, whatever it was, looking like Peter Pan turning 50 and and just kind of outgrew his clothes. But all in all, it was weird. He looked awful in his ring attire. But regardless of that, that was the only reason why I got sucked back into the match because that was hilarious. And then the fact that Tay Long kind of beat Johnny Ace over cleanly lets you know that they're not going to do a GM versus GM match at WrestleMania, which makes me happy because I'm sorry, I think they learned their lesson from Lawler. That was probably the worst match ever. And yeah, he got his WrestleMania moment, but I am not ranting about that. That is for my WrestleMania 27 review. I'm leaving that alone. But anyway, moving on to another match that really did piss me off. Drew McIntyre's match. Him versus supposedly the Great Khali, but now they decide David Otunga comes out and then brings out his true opponent, which happens to be Hornswoggle. Now, I have nothing against Hornswoggle or nothing against little people in general. It's just the sheer fact that it doesn't make any sense. The reason why is because, okay, this is supposed to be Drew McIntyre's redemption match. Now, you want your redemption match to mean something to the fans, to mean something for people watching you. So you want to have it with somebody that can put you over a little bit. This match did nothing for Drew McIntyre, and it did nothing for Hornswoggle. And what pisses me off is that the WWE is consistently using Hornswoggle as nothing but a gimmick because of his size. And that is just irritating to me. He can be a great wrestler if he wanted to be, if he had the chance to wrestle somebody of his own caliber. Unfortunately, no. He would have to leave that altogether and go to Hulk Hogan's little micro wrestling thing, if that's even still around. But regardless, this match did nothing for Hornswoggle and did nothing for Dolph Ziggler, and it did nothing for me. Next, moving on. One match that I was really confused about and really confused about why they didn't capitalize this earlier was the Mark Henry versus Big Zeke match. These guys were awesome in the ring. Great chemistry. Really fast-paced, fluid match. I loved every bit of it. These guys seriously can bring the pain. Big Zeke, even though he is big in size, that guy got speed as well as endurance. Mark Henry is sheer power. They should have capitalized on this match a long time ago, but they didn't do it. I enjoyed this match. It's a shame that Big Zeke did not win, but I don't know whether or not Mark Henry's going to still be around, so they had to give him a few more wins just to have him save face. I guess it's understandable. But all in all, they should have capitalized on this match a long time ago. This is a pay-per-view worthy match that's on free cable. But that was a little bit disappointing. But don't get me wrong, I love my stuff to be free. Now, they had a lot, and I do mean a lot of Raw filler, especially the whole John Cena versus The Rock mess. Now, I've already said my piece about that match. I've completely desensitized to it, moved on. I'm not even enamored with it anymore. But I'm still pissed off with the whole Super Show thing because Super Shows does nothing for SmackDown. They show nothing but Raw stuff all night. And it just got on my nerves. We already know what's going to happen. The Undertaker's going to come back next week. Great. But they just put too much Raw into SmackDown, did nothing for SmackDown, and SmackDown got to get their act together before WrestleMania hits. They have, 3 weeks left? Come on now. You got to do something for SmackDown. But all in all, the matches themselves were not all that bad. There were 2 matches that I really did like, the main event as well as the beginning. They had a lot of fillers in it that kind of took me out, and the Johnny Ace segment was far too long. Not to mention the fact they should have capitalized on the Big Zeke versus Mark Henry match earlier, and then they had that disgusting disgrace of a redemption match for Drew McIntyre, because I know Drew McIntyre can do better. So all in all, for all that said about this entire night, this entire SmackDown, I am giving it a C. That is my verdict, and I'm sticking to it. If you disagree with me, leave your comment below. If you want to send a video response, that's awesome too. What do you think about this? Would you rate my grade? Did you want my grade to be higher? Do you feel it should be higher? What is your grade? I want to know. I am curious. But all in all, that is my grade. I'm sticking to it. I am not changing it. But I just got faster, so I'll probably do a review on that maybe in a few days. I'll probably upload it this weekend if I have enough time to do it. But I am actually looking forward to seeing that movie because I hear some really good reviews on it. But anyway, it's the Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. See you later.